Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I want to do a quick reaction on Strongmommy Chrissy. And yes, you're looking at Little House on the Prairie. I found this and had to laugh because it really reminds me of the situation that Chrissy is going on. A journey. Okay, Chrissy, at this moment you are Nelly. Okay? And we're going to find out what happened to Nelly in this scene, okay? So, copyright disclaimer. I did put that up, fair use. We are going to be commenting on the video of Strongmommy Chrissy, okay?
Nelly, your mother wants you.
Crashing.
Such a good friend, Nelly.
Baby, crashing, honey, crashing. Golly. Yes, honey. Yes. Nelly, aka Strongmommy Chrissy, that's what it's giving, honey. That's what it's giving.
This week has been trying because we are moving. We've been moving all week, and I had to put all of our stuff into a storage unit. And girl, I haven't done a storage in years. Okay, I don't even know what I'm doing, but I had to put all of our stuff into a storage, and we had to move in with family, essentially.
Okay, so here we go. We see her moving her own things, okay? Every time I see these girls moving, I never see a man in sight. I don't understand the moving part. I thought she was satisfied where she was. I mean, apparently, look, let's be honest. These women, they live above their means, period. And that's what's going to keep them always at a loss. You're going to keep losing money. And then when you don't take your credit seriously, you don't take your rental history seriously, you're going to end up in a big bind. And I think Chrissy has hit a big bump. But here's the thing. The nerve of it all is to post you going out of town to New York and Washington, D.C. and living the high life like you don't have no kids, no responsibility, and like you got all this money in the bank. Ma'am, you see, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, let's continue.
Now, and that's just what it is. Like, that's just the honest thing of it. But like I said, I have a lot of big things in the works and that are coming very, very soon. We are unhoused is the fancy way of saying it. So we're unhoused and we're staying with family, and that's okay because we're together. So yeah, and that's, at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
I can't imagine having to move in with people with that many kids. And what the people, you know, because you give people an advantage over you when you have to move in to their place. So I don't know, these people get tired of your kids, make little sly comments on the side. What you gonna do? You're helpless. These women constantly put themselves in a vulnerable position where not only the internet jumps on their ass, people in real life can jump on your ass. Because there's poor planning, you see. And I always boast about my budget and everything that happens with me because it really works. If you budget, you're able to manage finances and time. So that way, and plan trips in the future. When my kids were small, I was able as a single parent to bring them to Disney World. And I still had money coming back from the trip. I had over $300 coming back from that trip, as a matter of fact. And that's not a brag. That just comes with hard work. When you work towards something and you want to enjoy your life, you plan it. What are you doing, Chrissy, in your situation? All those kids, they deserve an experience like no other. And I remember her saying she don't want to live in the hood. But guess what? You do have to live within your means, okay? I'm not saying be a hood rat in the hood, but I'm just saying get it together for your kids. That means be stable. You should be living in the house for over 5 years with all them kids. You should move every 5 years if you gotta move. You should have a stable environment, stable schooling for at least 5 years straight. That's the rule, especially if you have over 3 kids. Let's continue.
And like I said, you guys, I got big things in the works. I got big things that I've never done before happening right now. And it's just, it is what it is. Like, sometimes you have to humble yourself and take it back to square one and say, okay, we have to do this right now. We have to be uncomfortable, but it's going to pay off in the long run. And that's where I'm at right now. Like I said before, I'm in my season of it's being uncomfortable. I really got to put in work. I got to do what I have to do. I have to take it back to square one. Unhoused is the fancy way of saying it. So we're unhoused and we're staying with family, and that's okay because we're together. So yeah, and that's, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. We're together. And like I said, you guys, I got big things in the plan, in the works. I got big things that I've never done before happening right now. And it's just, it is what.
Big things in the work. We all go through things, true. Okay? But, here's the thing. You're in your 30s by now. So when is the plan going to be executed? That's my question. Because you're supposed to be planning that. All of that planning supposed to be in high school and early years, your early 20s. Now I understand, Chrissy, you've had a lot of kids through the years. You meet men, had their kids. I guess you was thinking that would cement them in your life. And a lot of women make that mistake. But trust and believe it, a man is not guaranteed to stay no matter what you do. Now that we got over that point, I want to mention a few years ago, she mentioned the NACA program. There are other programs. There's Habitat for Humanity. There is the USDA Rural Development Program. There's even a branch of the USDA that is for specific low-income families. Now, she'll never admit that she's low-income, but Chrissy, you're low-income. And you have also expressed that you don't want to move your kids into a neighborhood that is the ghetto or hood. I get it. But you need to learn how to live within your means. Because there are people out here this is the year of being honest with your finances. And I don't know if you realize this or anybody has realized how much of a backlash Oprah has gotten for asking people for money to donate to Maui. Oprah got her ass chewed out, okay? And people was honest. What kind of money do you think I have to donate? Having a billionaire ask people for money. But anyway, we're going to get back on track. Chrissy, there is no excuse for you to not prioritize your children. Now, you going on that trip is sad. It really is. It's sad that you did that. And it's a shame, because you should be securing your kids' safety and well-being and providing a roof over your head. You're not really providing for them if you cannot provide a house for them. Okay? So I don't care how good you think you're looking with all those wigs, how many nail polishes or nail manicure sets that you put on, how many eyelashes you put on your eyes. It don't negate the fact that you have to be a responsible mother. You shouldn't be moving around like that. You should have a place for at least 5 years. At least. You shouldn't be moving around. Some people move every 2 years. That's more common that people move every 2 years. But in your situation, you need to be saving up for a house. You should be fixing up your credit. Because the burden now is on the people who took you in. Yeah, they're family. But trust me, family is not going to put up with that for too long. So I hope you have a plan that's going to really work and be executed very quickly. That's a lot of people in one house.
It's like, sometimes you have to humble yourself and take it back to square one and say, okay, we have to do this right now. We have to be uncomfortable, but it's going to pay off in the long run. And that's where I'm at right now. Like I said before, we're in our season of, I'm in my season of it's being uncomfortable. I really got to put in work. I got to do what I have to do. I have to take it back to square one. Getting settled. I wanted to come and end this video because I didn't really get a chance to do it earlier. The kids were getting rowdy. But I'm just really excited about what the future holds, even though life is not what I want it to be at this moment. And things are unexpected. I still stay faithful to God, and I still know that things will get better. And they will pan out exactly how I want them to be. So, those of you who are a part of this network, a part of this channel, who believe, just like I believe, and know that we've been through a lot together, know that we will pull out of this just like we pull out of everything else. Just remember.
You know, it's also the cycle. It's a vicious cycle. These women, they rotate and rotate into turmoil, putting their kids through a lot of stress. You know, moving is stressful, very stressful. And at the point that the last time I moved, this was my last move, and I just can't imagine having so many kids. I mean, it's like she's wearing herself out. Instead of getting a master plan, buy a budget book, buy a coupon, get a Sunday paper and cut out some coupons, and put the money that you save in the bank. Open up another account, another savings where you won't touch it, and it's only used for housing needs. You know, it's like there's so many resources out there for people to utilize. And it really hurts me because when you're trying to root for people, like I root for these mommies, I was happy for each of them at one point. I was happy when Liv was engaged to Gerard and they got married on the beach. I was happy for Jazz when she moved into her house for her kids. And I was happy when she finally, I thought she was being settled in. But Chrissy, you cannot fumble the ball this many times. And this is really atrocious that you would put your priorities over the kids. Basically, what you did was take a trip to please a man, to entice a man, and left your kids out with an unsure future. I made a lot of mistakes, but I certainly made sure that I had a roof over my kids' head. I made sure to take my kids on vacations. I made sure to prioritize my kids. Once you have kids, it's all about the kids and their stable lives. I don't understand this. It's like, why put people through the roller coaster like that? Why put yourself through the stress? Now, what kind of house you think you're going to get now, Miss High and Mighty? Miss Wannabe Bougie? Miss Living Above Your Means? That's the problem with a lot of black folks out here. They're in denial about what they can afford. And Chrissy just falls into that cycle. It's designer this and designer that and have to have the latest trend, knowing that money should be sitting in the bank collecting interest. And she just sit her butt down and look at her credit report and try to fix it. But y'all, that is my reaction. I mean, that's why it's sad, but you really can't be too invested like this in these people. It's why I really don't react on Strongmommy Chrissy. Not that I need to provide any reason why, because if I don't want to react on her, I won't, because I'm grown. That's how grown people do. So, that's all I have to say on her. She's very aggravating to me, and that's why I don't indulge, because I know she's stunting. She's a forever stunting on folks, not realizing she's actually stunting her growth. That's the only thing you stunting out here, is your growth. With that being said, y'all, that is my reaction. I am not trying to be too harsh, but, you know, I can't help it. Sometimes it's just the audacity of these people on this internet.